Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be focusing on the South American top 10 players. Yesterday we did the top 10, we ranked the top 10 European players, and I think that was pretty fun. I liked and then I enjoyed making the video. I hope you guys also enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe, comment, share your opinions. What do you think of the ranking that we did yesterday? And also, before we get into this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel at Wetalkfootball24. Also, on Instagram as well at Wetalkfootball24. Follow, like. We share lots more content over there. We share more content on Facebook as well at WeTalkFootball. Make sure to follow us, like our content. We share and make more content on football. We make games, we share a lot of content such as games, players, transfers, managerial changes. So we do a lot of football content. We don't just talk football. So make sure you like and subscribe as well to this channel as well. Stay tuned. We're going to be making or ranking the top 10 South American players now. Yesterday we did the top 10 European players. So today we're going to be switching it up a little bit because of the Copa America coming up in 2 weeks. Yes, in 2 weeks, on the 21st of June. So this is going to be fun. Going to be enjoying talking about these players, world-class players, I think. So yeah, let's get into it. At number 10 for the best South American players is Eder Militao. I think he's such a good defender. I think he's the best defender in South America. I think he's the prototypical big centre back. Centre back. He's quite athletic as well. He looks a little thin, but I think he plays strong. He plays big. And I think he helps solidify the Real Madrid defense, especially in the era right after Sergio Ramos. And he's come in and he's done really well to solidify their defense. He's made it strong. Of course, I think the only thing with him is he has struggled with injuries, coming in and out of the team. Like last season, he missed the majority of last season, so he couldn't play in big games for Real Madrid, like in the Champions League final last season. But he does have two La Liga titles in his name. He was a part of the Champions League winning team 2 years ago in 2022. And I think he's been a solid player for Real Madrid. He is 6 years old, and he's been there since 2019. So it looks like the future is really bright for Real Madrid. I think we saw some Real Madrid players in the previous video, the European ranking, and we'll see quite a few more Real Madrid players in the South American ranking as well. So I think that just tells you Real Madrid is littered. It's just filthy with world-class players. And I think they're quite young as well. Like Vinny Jr., Kylian Mbappe has joined. Rodrigo we see coming into his own as well. But yeah, Eder Militao I think comes in at 10. He's the best centre back in South America right now. Yeah. In at number 9 is a player that I really like. I like his style of play. I like the way he works. I think he's world class, absolutely world class. Julian Alvarez. He's done really well for Manchester City and for Argentina. At 21 years old, he was the top scorer in the Argentine Premier Division, and he also led River Plate to a Continental Cup. And he was the best player in South America. Now, you might think, that's not a very, challenging or difficult league or competitions. But at 21, and I actually think it's quite competitive. If you look at the South American leagues and competitions, they are quite competitive. And I think for a 21-year-old to come in and be the top scorer and to be the best player in South America is really huge for anyone at any level, really. And I think he's coming at Manchester City. He's had a huge impact. Of course, I think the impact that he's had will kind of be overshadowed by having Erling Haaland there and scoring a lot of the goals. But I think his hard work, his technique, he's quite a technical player as well. The impact that he had for Argentina in winning the World Cup, he came in with lots of energy, and I think he came in at a time when Argentina were kind of struggling to not let me not say struggling per se, but they were looking for a permanent forward, a permanent number nine that could stay there and do the business for them. And I think he's been absolutely phenomenal. He's won the World Cup, of course. He's won a treble with Manchester City. He's won the Copa America, the last one with Argentina. And I think his rise has been kind of meteoric for a player at his age. And I think he's done really well for himself. Now, I think he's probably going to be looking for more game time. I think last season was not an awesome season for him, but he did play well. He did play a crucial role for Manchester City in winning the league. I think he's had such an awesome 4 years since 2021, and he comes in at number 9, Julian Alvarez. Coming in at number 8, the first goalkeeper on both lists, the European and the South American list, Emiliano Martinez. I think he's awesome. He's huge. He's 6'4". He's got so much confidence and a little bit of craze in his mind. And I think that's what you need as a goalkeeper. You need to be, you need to be commanding. You need to be a little crazy to tell people where to go, what to do. And I think he's done that so well, especially for Argentina, who have been looking for a goalkeeper, a solid number one, and he's coming since 2021, and he's made them look so strong. He's made Argentina look really good on defense. He's making a lot of saves. Of course, one jumps out to mind thing for everyone at 3-3 when Kolo Muani went through on goal, one-on-one with Emiliano Martinez. That was a heart and mouth moment for me as well, because I was supporting Argentina and I was thinking, oh my gosh, is this how Argentina are gonna lose the World Cup? Just a long hoofed ball over the defense, Kolo Muani one-on-one. I would have thought he was gonna score that one, but I think that's one of the best saves I've ever seen from any goalkeeper, and I think you can see he comes up big in big moments. Even after that save in the penalty shootout, he saved crucial penalties for Argentina. In previous rounds as well against the Netherlands, he was crucial in the penalty shootout, and he is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I think he's also played really well for Aston Villa, and he's had a huge impact for them, qualifying for top 4 this year as well. So I do wish that Arsenal had kept him. He's better than all the goalkeepers that Arsenal have had since Arsenal sold him. So I think he's one of the best players in South America, absolutely, at number 8, Emiliano Martinez. The 7th best player in South America for me is Rodrigo, another Real Madrid player, another young Real Madrid player, prospect. He looks really good. He's got great skill. He's got good intelligence. He always seems like he comes up big in big moments as well. Remember the Champions League semi-final against Real Madrid, against Manchester City 2 years ago, again at the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid were on their way out. They were down 5-3 on aggregate, and with in the 90th minute, with 5 minutes to go, he scored 2 goals, 2 headers. How he found space inside the box belies me, but I think that shows how he's got big game temperament, and I think just for that moment, his value went up, and I think he's continued to improve more and more in the past uh, 4 seasons. In the past 4 seasons, he scored 47 goals. Let me check my notes. 47 goals and 31 assists. That's pretty good for a player of his age. And of course, the thing with him is he'll always kind of seem like he's playing under the shadow of Vinicius Jr. And now he's gonna be, kind of be competing for the spotlight with Kylian Mbappe as well. But I think he's a player. At the moment he seems like he's comfortable with that role. He seems comfortable with what he's doing for Real Madrid, and I think he's playing really well. He's playing really solidly. He's won, almost everything now at club level. The Champions League, he's won 2 Champions Leagues, 2 La Liga titles with Real Madrid, and I think he's done well for himself to solidify his place to be a mainstay in the Real Madrid team. Rodrigo at number 7 for me. At number 6, one of the heroes of the 2022 World Cup for Argentina, Alexis McAllister. Um, he's, I think he's one of the best players in the world. I think he's such an awesome midfielder. And what he does, he plays the number 8, and I think he does really well. I think he's more of an offensive number 8, and he's got a good engine. I think he's got a good engine on him. If you try to make him the 6, I don't think you're really, giving him the ability to do what he does best, which is passing, control the games. And I remember at the World Cup, he didn't really start in the first game for Argentina, but from the second game on, he started, and Enzo Fernandez, and those were 2 key changes for Argentina. They came on along with Julian Alvarez as well, and they changed the whole way of how Argentina looked. They gave Argentina a lot of energy. Remember also the chance he created for Di Maria to score the second goal in the World Cup final. So he also does perform well in big games as well. We've seen him go to Liverpool and just take over that midfield, especially for Liverpool because they were in some sort of a transition, losing players like Henderson and Fabinho. But he came in and it looked like he's been playing there for since forever, really. And I think he's done well to solidify his place at Liverpool. He's such an awesome player. I really like him. Technically, he's awesome. He can pass the ball well. He can shoot the ball well. One of the best goals of the season last season for Liverpool I saw. Wow, what a rocket! If you know the goal, you'll know what I'm talking about. Um, and I think he doesn't put up, huge, big, gaudy numbers, but his position isn't for numbers. His position as the number 8 is to control the game for the team, to move the ball well, to find people, to connect the defense to the attack. Messi absolutely loves playing with him, and I think he's an awesome player. And number 6, Alexis McAllister. Now we're in the top 5, and first one in the top 5 is Luis Diaz for me. He's such an awesome player. He's so dynamic, he's direct, he's skillful. He'll create a lot of chances. He's always buzzing and making chances. He's always causing. And, like this word is used a lot for players like Darwin Nunez. But I think Luis Diaz creates a lot of great, good chaos for the opposition defense. He's more of a controlled version of Darwin Nunez. Absolutely. He can control the ball really well. He's skillful, as I said. He's direct. I remember the game against he played for Liverpool against Manchester City in the season that's just passed. He created so many problems for Kyle Walker. I've not seen many wingers cause Kyle Walker that many problems, but a player like Luis Diaz is really good. Um, He was the top scorer in the Copa America, the previous one, the last one that he played for Colombia. And he's been absolutely awesome for, before coming to Liverpool, he was awesome for Porto. He's won the Premier Division in Portugal. He's come in at Liverpool, he's won the FA Cup, he's won the EFL Cup as well. He's had such a huge impact. I think he does need to work on his finishing. Last season I saw him miss so many chances. People always talk about Darwin Núñez and the chances that he's missed, but man, Luis Diaz missed a lot of chances as well. But even with the chances that he's missed, I think he still plays so well for Liverpool. He plays so big. I think he's better than Rodrigo. I think as a winger, I think he's better than Rodrigo. He's such an awesome dynamic player, and like any team would love to have a player like that. So for me, anyway, he was also in the team of the tournament in the Copa America in 2021. So for me, Luis Diaz absolutely deserves to be at number 5. The second goalkeeper to make the list, Alisson Becker. I think Alisson is one of the greatest already. I think he's one of the greatest goalkeepers that I've ever seen. His shot saving ability is out of this world. Seriously, uh, when a striker goes 1-on-1 against Alisson, you usually back the striker. But I think with Alisson, I'm not saying you don't back the striker in those kind of situations, but it's such a difficult task to score against Alisson Becker. He's huge. He goes, I think, about 6'4" as well. His presence, he's also such a calming presence for the defense, for the Liverpool and for the Brazil defense. He's huge, but he's like a calming, presence. He's experienced, and I think for a goalkeeper, is like his goalkeeping age is still quite okay. I think he's right in his prime. He's 32 years old. I think he's going to play on for at a high level for 4 or 5 more years. I think, and I absolutely regard him as the greatest goalkeeper in Premier League history. I know you have goalkeepers like Peter Schmeichel, Petr Cech. I think he's just above them in terms of just goalkeeping ability, shot stopping ability, and I'm not even factoring in his ball playing skills, because I think just as a goalkeeper, just someone who's going to stop goals, he's been really good. He's won everything with Liverpool. He also won the 2019 Copa America with Brazil. But as I said previously, the criteria for this video is from 2021, which is the last Copa America, to now, the performances of these players. And I think he's been one of the best players in South America, in the Premier League, in the world. He's world class. He's the best goalkeeper in the world right now. So for me, he makes it in at number 4. Getting hot now. In the top 3, and I think the third best player in South America is Federico Valverde. He's so awesome. His energy, his engine just never stops. He always keeps on running. He's always fierce. He's always competitive for Real Madrid and Uruguay. I think he's also quite a big game player. We saw against Manchester City with the equalizer he scored. He played well in both legs as well. And I think another sign of respect that he's recently received was the number 8 jersey at Real Madrid. He was gifted that jersey by Toni Kroos. Toni Kroos is one of the greatest midfielders of all time, and for him to kind of do that publicly, to give you his number 8 jersey at Real Madrid, shows how much respect they have for Valverde at Real Madrid. Another Real Madrid player who's young. Man, Real Madrid are going to be set for the next 10 years or so. I think they should have a dynasty. But yeah, Federico Valverde is at number 3 for me. He's one of the best players in the world. He's world class. He's almost underrated as well, because people don't usually talk about him that much when they talk about world class players and world class midfielders. But I think he's right up there as well. His energy, his leadership, and I think he's going to be interesting to watch in the Copa America this year. We'll see what he does with Uruguay and Darwin Núñez. So that's a good call to look out for. But at number 3, Federico. Now, this player seriously has an argument to be number 1, but I placed him number 2 because I think there's a player better than him at number 1. Lionel Messi at number 2. Just like Ronaldo as well, this is not an old man's award. It's not gratitude award. It's not a ranking that I've put him there because of the things that he's done in his career. I think Lionel Messi is certainly the greatest player of all time. I think he's the GOAT. But I think he's at number 2. If you look at the things that he's achieved since the last Copa America, you could make an argument for him to be number 1. I actually think it's hard to not put him at number 1, which was hard for me as well, because look at what he's done, right? Since 2021, he's won 2 Ballon d'Or awards, right? The most of anyone in that span. He's won the Copa America as the joint top scorer with Luis Diaz, and he also had the most assists in the tournament. He went on 2 years later in the World Cup, 2022 World Cup, to be the second top scorer and created the most goals. He won the World Cup, of course. He was the best player in that tournament. He was also the best player in the Copa America in 2021. So that's back-to-back tournament MVPs with the most goals, the most assists in both tournaments. Well, the second most goals in the World Cup, but the most goals in the Copa America. His last season at Barcelona, he scored something like, I think, 31 goals. Wait, let me look at it. I have it right here. Yeah. 38 goals and 14 assists in his last season at Barcelona. That's when he won the Ballon d'Or. He won the Copa del Rey with Barcelona. And of course, he won the World Cup with Argentina. He's won 2 league titles in France, Ligue 1s. And I think there's something underrated that he did as well, leaving PSG and going to Inter Miami. When he got to Inter Miami were the bottom feeders of the league. They were the worst team in the league, rock bottom, and he took them. Of course, he didn't. He came in with 8 games left or 10 games left, and in those 10 games, he scored in every game. He led Inter Miami to the League's Cup. It's like the domestic cup in America and the MLS, and he won them. It's like taking Sheffield United in England and winning them the FA Cup. I think that is massive. I think it's not obviously his greatest achievement, but I think it's one of his greatest achievements. And not just, of course, this is a sports, it's a team sport, so he didn't do it alone. But I'm saying he had the greatest impact in Inter Miami winning the League's Cup in the USA. And so I think he's, obviously one of the greatest players of all time. For me, the greatest player of all time. He is the GOAT for me. And from what I've read to you, what I've just mentioned, it's hard not to put him at number 1. He's also had the second most assists. He's got 70 created goals for his teammates, with 95 goals in that time span since 2021 to now. For me, Lionel Messi makes it a number 2. But of course, I think there's a player that's just been a little better in that time span as well. Number 1, I think the best player in South America is Vinicius Jr. In the previous video, I said Kylian Mbappe is the best player in the world. Some people may argue it's Vinicius Jr., especially after this season, especially after the Champions League final, especially after some of the performances that he's had in big games. I think he's played really well in big games for Real Madrid. He scored in the Champions League final 2 years ago against Liverpool. He scored in the Champions League final recently against Borussia Dortmund. He plays big in big games. He's an absolute force for Real Madrid. He's always bombing forward. He's always creating chances for his teammates. He's um, he's a live wire. He's a throwback Brazilian player who's got skill. He always does things in games that you've never seen, that you're like, wow, that is amazing. Nutmegs, taking on players. So I think he is the best player in the world. Now, some of the things that I can talk about him, you may say, well, Messi has a little bit of a better resume since 2021 to now, and I absolutely agree with you. Vinicius Junior doesn't have a Ballon d'Or. He didn't win the World Cup. He didn't win the last Copa America like Messi did. He didn't take a small team to a League Cup. But I think some of the things that he's done as well individually have been, out of this world. They've been awesome. He was the Champions League Player of the Season for the past season, for the recent season in 2024. Yeah, I think he might have had his best season yet, scoring 24 goals and 11 assists. In the time span since 2021, he's had 75 goals and 59 assists. Not as many, not as, statistically not as great as Lionel Messi. But I think he's still playing at a high level, a slightly higher level than Lionel Messi. I think Messi, if you watch the games, he doesn't run as much, he doesn't work as hard as he used to. And Vinicius Junior, of course, he has more energy, being he's a younger player. And I think for Real Madrid, he plays at a high level as well. He is their best player right now. Now we'll see how the dynamic will change when Kylian Mbappe enters the Santiago Bernabeu. How's that relationship going to work out? How's that playing dynamic going to look like? Is Mbappe going to play on the left? Is he going to play centrally? Where will Vinicius Junior fit in? Or Rodrigo? And again, another, young Real Madrid player that they have there. So for me, Vinicius Junior is the best South American player. And I think he's going to be one to look out for. We'll see. Also, I think something to look out for in this tournament is, will Brazil be looking to him to be the star player? Because previously it's been Neymar, but Neymar didn't have a really good season. He was injured most of it. He played something like 3 games, or for Al Hilal in Saudi. Didn't play much, so we'll see how that changes. Will the coach be looking at Vinicius Junior as the lead guy now, as the guy to take Brazil forward? I think that's going to be something interesting to look out for. So I'm looking forward to the South American Copa America. And yeah, your number one South American player, Vinicius Junior. Yeah, so that's the Copa. No, sorry, that's not the Copa. That's the South America ranking of the top 10 players. Let me know what you think. Comment down below, like, subscribe, share. That helps us out a lot. We're looking to reach 50 subscribers by August for the new season. We're looking to go live on YouTube as well. So make sure you tell your friends, tell people around you, join the community, the footballing community. We love the game. We follow the game. And also, just before I close, I've made something, a little game, something to look forward to. So I've made a South American 11 versus a European 11. Tell me, who do you think would win? Did we miss anyone that should have been in the 11? Did we miss anyone that should have been in the South American top 10? Let us know. Make sure you subscribe also to our YouTube channel at Wetalkfootball24. Also on Instagram at Wetalkfootball24. On Facebook, We Talk Football. We love football. make it grow, make it bigger. And I look forward to looking out for your comments, your opinions. What do you think of all this? Did you enjoy the video? If you did, please make sure to like. We'll make more content. We'll be covering the Copa America, that's the Euros, the 2024 Euros. I'm very excited for both tournaments. This is the best time for any football fan, as you know. But also remember to check out the European top 10. Tell us what you know, what you think of that as well. Did we miss out on any players? I know people are going to be, clamoring in the comments as well, talking about players like Gabriel Machalay, Gabriel Martinelli, maybe Neymar. Do you think he should have been in there? So yeah, let us know what you think. All the comments welcomed. We like to see your comments. We like to see your likes. Please make sure you share and make us bigger, make it grow. Again, please, we're looking to reach at least 50 subscribers by August so that the channel grows, so that we can make live videos on YouTube. That would be awesome for us. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy your weekend and see you next time.